I have uploaded 42 long form videos on YouTube, and in this video I want to share my experience, my journey, and share with you some core lessons that I think are going to help you if you're just starting out or you're just grinding in this YouTube grind. So without further ado, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Caxton, and here we go. So I'm going to start with a brief history about this YouTube channel, this YouTube grind. So I uploaded my first video 2 years ago. That is after I had realized, not really realized, but after I had found out that people are actually making a living on YouTube. So I was just on my IG looking at some motivational quotes, and one of them actually shared with us that some people are actually living large on YouTube, and I wanted to kick up that. And it felt like it was kind of the kind of business that I would really enjoy, especially considering that I usually spend most of my time, I usually consumed mostly a lot of content from YouTube. I had some YouTubers that I really admired, really wanted to be like them, and so once I found out that I can just upload a video and maybe make a living out of it, so I decided to take suit. I thought it was just a matter of uploading videos, so I uploaded my first video. My first video wasn't exactly a video that was meant for YouTube. This was just a video laying on my phone, and I decided to just post it. It didn't have any sort of context, if you ask me. It was just a video that we just recorded with my friends, but I just decided to upload it, to publish it on YouTube and see how it was going to go. So it didn't perform well by any means. It was not for YouTube by any means, but at least it got me started. I got to see about 5 views, maybe 6 views over 5 months. You see, that is close to nothing, but in a sense it gave me a sense of hope, thinking that maybe if I kept going this, one day I'm going to reach those criteria, and maybe I'm going to be better at making videos. So I went on and kept uploading. I kept uploading videos that were on my phone. These were just videos that were sitting on my phone. Some of them were uploaded as long form content, others were uploaded as short form content. So I was just testing out, seeing how things go. But every time I uploaded a video, I felt some sort of thrill. I just enjoyed, especially after downloading the YouTube Studio app. I would see how many views I was getting on real time, and it really blew my mind that people are actually viewing my videos. This in the sense that YouTube was actually pushing my videos to people who I didn't expect to watch my videos. So I'd go asking people to subscribe. Some new viewers were just subscribing, and I remember having over 100 views, over 100 subscribers after just uploading my videos that were not even meant for YouTube. These were just videos that I was uploading that were just seated on my phone. But came a time I ran out of those videos. I hadn't met my monetization criteria. So for those who don't know, the monetization criteria for YouTube is having 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. So I didn't manage to get them, and then and the work ahead of me became apparent, and I had now to make videos. And in the quest of making videos, I was also learning techniques to make these videos engaging. I would listen to the likes of Mr. Beast, Think Media, and also watching those favorite YouTubers of mine, and trying to take up some tricks here and there so that I can employ them onto my own videos. So fast forward, I started this YouTube channel in 2023. 2024 was just a matter of uploading that old content, and now came 2024. In 2024, I had 2 videos that actually went viral. The first one got 25,000 views, and the second one got 55 or 56,000 views. This happened anywhere between February and May, and those 2 videos got me monetized. It got me all that I needed. I needed 1,000 subscribers, and I needed 4,000 watch hours. So those 2 videos helped me out, and but still the work was still ahead because I had just become monetized, and now I started seeing some cents of dollars just coming into my account, and that really meant a lot. But you see, the minimum threshold for withdrawing money from YouTube is $100. And if you're just counting cents, it might take you a very long time, if you're just depending on the video that you've just uploaded. So you just, in a sense, you just be relying on those residual views, those passive views that come, and they're not many. They're just usually like one view within an hour, given the situation that I'm actually at right now. And that is not reliable to say that you're going to make an income through YouTube. So this has forced me to come up with some sort of a strategy so that I can actually, make some money out of YouTube. Which brings me to the reason of actually making this YouTube video. So I wanted to share with you some core lessons. So I wanted to share with you some core lessons. These are out of my own experience, and hopefully they're going to help you. I'm going to explain them with some stories and my honest opinion of what I think about them. And so here we go. The first one is what I'd love to call a glamour gap. So this is how I'd explain it. By the time you're thinking of starting a YouTube channel, we have this one goal. I think this is common for a lot of us. You're usually looking for an extra source of income, and you usually the moment you find out that you can actually make money on YouTube, you actually start comparing yourself to people who have actually made it on YouTube. So for me, I used to love Matt Armstrong and Goon Squad. These two channels are channels that really post about cars, the repair process and everything. These guys make videos around making the cars that they own. So I thought it was going to be easy since I was comparing myself to them, and I didn't realize that it was just going to be a matter of just posting, and within a short time we're going to get there. But the glamour gap exists like this. So these guys these are the guys who had, by the time I was starting my YouTube channel, in the case of Matt Armstrong and in the case of Matt Armstrong and Goon Squad, these guys had already been doing their YouTube, they had already been running their YouTube career for about 8 years. And myself, I was just getting started. So I thought I could get whatever they were having, because these are things that I loved, these are things that I was into, these are videos that I used to watch, and I thought that they're just making it very easily. What these guys have done, they have mastered the art of being relatable to us. So I thought, since they're just normal guys doing YouTube, I was gonna do it, and within a very short time, I was gonna do it. I completely ignore the fact that these guys have actually been doing YouTube for both these channels for 8 years. So, and for me, I'm just starting up. So it's very easy to impose glamour upon yourself, thinking you're, the shit, for lack of a better word. But unfortunately, you almost nobody. You're just starting from nowhere, and these guys have already, by the time you're starting, these guys have already mastered a lot of things that they have to do. They have already mastered the art of showing up every other time, mastered the art of making content, mastered the art of talking into camera, making dope thumbnails, communicating their message, and thing is that they already had their own thing going on. So for you as a new creator, you have to be very cognizant of the fact that there's usually a glamour gap. What you see does not translate to where you are. These guys, in a sense, are here, and you are like, below the charts. So you have to get real and realize that you are not those guys that you're watching on TV. You're yourself. You have zero experience, because for most of us, we have no form of talent, no form of skill when it comes to this camera work. So it's just a matter of trying out. I know it's just a matter of posting videos, but these videos need a lot of, in a sense, a skill set that will enable you to start. No, you don't need a skill set to start, but so that you can survive on this platform, you have to earn that skill set. You have to learn something and see that you're actually putting in some work. And so that is how I'd explain the glamour gap. Is that there's a very large gap between the guys who've already made it on YouTube, and these are the guys that say 90% of the viewers in the world are actually watching their content and where you are. So yeah, that is the glamour gap. For my second lesson, I'd want to go about the fact that when you're starting out, you really have an empty library. So this is not really your fault exactly, but when you're a new creator, you have to understand that you're starting from zero. And this means that if your video was discoverable, if you have no library at all, someone who was willing to watch more of your content might not have enough content to look at. So it is very important that whenever you decide to do YouTube, you should have a schedule of wanting to upload videos on a regular. So as I just said, from my previous point, where we were going about the glamour gap, the idea is that when you start YouTube, you actually have to treat it as a business. You have to actually show up for it, and you have to put up a library. Everyone starts from zero. Any accounts that you know, any YouTube account that any YouTube channel that you know of, they all started, they all had their first upload. Given the time that we are at right now, if you decide to join YouTube right now, realize that you will be competing against people who, again, as I mentioned in my first point, have had a history of recording videos, editing them, and uploading them. So you actually have to have a library of content. Before you even talk about the niche, you have to first of get used to actually taking videos, because this is my honest opinion. Much as I want to go into a niche, sometimes I think we fail to realize as small creators how difficult it can be to actually make videos. So I'd want to emphasize on the fact that when you're starting out, you don't have any sort of library at all. You're actually starting out from zero, because you actually have to place your first upload, second upload, and so forth. So for me, the best schedule is as you're starting out, you should consider to make a video on a weekly basis, if not more. And mind you, you have to fall into a niche, because what I know, depending on the type of niches you fall into, different type of niches, depending on the type of info that you decide to provide, they pay differently. And you see, as I said again, we started this YouTube channel so that you can make money out of it. So if you're able to land on a niche, and a niche that is really talking about luxury, say maybe property, investments, cars, such like, I mean, the things that actually, say, cause the world to move around. So if you're able to actually focus yourself into a niche, expand on that niche, and actually offer valuable information, you're most likely going to make money out of it. But that shouldn't deter you from the fact that you should be actually thinking about making videos. Personally, for me, after 2 years right now is when I'm thinking about niching down. And previously I had been uploading videos about skating, mostly about my hobbies, because I wanted this channel to go about to become an automotive channel, but I realized a lot has come into play. So life happens, and getting into this niche, it's an expensive, what you might say, it's an expensive hobby. So you might not always afford to say that you might not always afford to play this game if you're not actually in the market yourself. There was a time I was in the market, maybe I might have mentioned this before in this channel. There was a time when I was very strategically placed in the car market, in the sense of car repairs, and I hadn't thought of starting a YouTube channel then. Unfortunately, things went south and I had to leave, but now here I am, and I'm actually trying to revive this YouTube channel right now. As I'm actually recording this, I'm thinking about how difficult it is to make videos, and we have to humble yourself to a point that you have to realize that you have to make a video every week. And if you're not in that market where cars are, in my case, since I wanted this to be a YouTube channel, in my case, since I'm not in a position where I can always post cars, give more in-depth stories about these cars, maybe in the future, but I'm just at a place that I cannot maybe offer a lot of information about cars. I decided to just slow down compose myself and stick to the craft of actually wanting to upload these videos on a weekly basis, if not more, if maybe twice or thrice a week. I think the least amount, even if you're just starting out, you should consider to want to upload videos on a weekly basis. And let me tell you, since I've been here, I've only uploaded 42 videos, and this is after 2 years. This clearly says that I'm actually performing below the median requirement, because this by average says I upload 21 videos per year. Being here for 2 years, I uploaded 42 videos. I need to bump up my numbers. You see, this is also a numbers game. You have to put out more content, but just don't put out more content for the sake of it. Just make sure that you are actually putting out content that offers value. But still, to emphasize on that point, you're starting from an empty library, and you have to have a library. Yeah, just the same analogy. When you walk into a what do you call them, into a library, a book library. If the library is empty, you just walk out, because there's nothing for you to read there, there's nothing for you to see. But if this library has books in the thousands or millions, you're going to spend some time out there. So yeah. And this brings us to my next point. And my next point is the fact that you actually have to be intentional about your growth. So the thing about YouTube is that you see, it's a video creation site of business, type of a corporation, I think. And you're awarded on the sense of based on the best videos that you can upload. So that way you're going to get some viewership, you're going to get more subscribers, depending on how good and relatable your video was, how good you are on camera, because at the very end of the day, you actually have to show your face. Don't hide, because people actually want to put a face to the channel, so you can't afford to hide. And also you have to take into account, but by the time you're starting this YouTube channel, as I said before on my first point, that we come into this channel not knowing much. Most of us are just coming from a point of lack. We are looking to expand our horizons, and but at some point you actually have to start. The moment you begin to start, the moment you make a decision to start, you're going to realize that you're actually lacking in this skill set, and you actually have to empower yourself. You actually have to find out how to make a good video. So the thing about making good videos, you have to have it's a whole package, you see. And given that YouTube is a place to actually click, and it's a click sort of platform, you click and then you get to watch a video. So once we break it down to that point where you have to click, what you're offered is a thumbnail. The thumbnail is that picture that you just see before you click on the video. This image has to be created. If you create it and it passes down the message right from the thumbnail, you stand a higher chance of getting your video watched. And if your title as well is just as good as the thumbnail, this doesn't matter whether you're a big creator or whether you're a small creator. This has to be mandatory, because this is what draws people to watch your video, because before they even watch the video, there is an image that they have to watch, and that is a thumbnail. And then if you have a very captivating title, someone is just going to click on it, and that is what you want to do. You want to get someone to click on your videos. So you actually have to take some time, do your homework, and find out what thumbnails you actually have, what thumbnail you actually have to upload. So thumbnails don't have to be complicated. I remember when I was starting out, I used to overthink about this stuff. About thumbnails, I thought maybe getting like a Mr. Beast type of thumbnail will do it. But over time, some people just have an image. They just go and take a picture, and it just summarizes what the video is about. And if they have a very beautiful title, depending on the niche, people will click, and people will begin to watch videos. So that's just with regards to the thumbnail. And then we now come to that part. After clicking onto the thumbnail, after clicking onto your video, they actually have to watch your video. And this is where you have to have an intro. You have to find a way to hook people to watch your videos. And if you watch, say, I can guarantee you that the moment you decide to watch any type of videos on YouTube, especially if you use YouTube for your own entertainment, you're going to realize that there is a subtle sort of way that the first few, maybe 1 minute, 2 minutes of the video is an introduction. It is a hook to make sure it narrates the whole story. It just summarizes or introduces you to the video in a way that it arouses your curiosity to want to stick to the video to the very end. And actually, after the video, you have to actually find a way to get into the body of the video, the story, the main story of the video, explain what it is about, maybe show, because it's about video content. It's not really about what I'm saying, it's about video content. If the people relate with your video and are able to relate with it and watch it for a long time, based on this behavior, on how people behave when watching a video, because some click out at the very beginning, others wait for a few seconds, and by the time your video is over, you're gonna find that your graph is actually like going lower. It's just going low, because and this is what you call the audience retention. The idea here when gaining skills to make your video is the idea that you actually have to retain people to watch your video. So this goes back to you as a person, especially when I'm making this video. I'm not saying I'm the best, but I actually have to do it because this is an avenue for me to level up. So you have to be very intentional about your growth. You have to find out how to do your thumbnails correctly, your titles, and the video itself. It has to be captivating enough to keep people to the very end, because this is an attention game. If you're able to keep people longer, then you have better chances of excelling, making your videos perform better. So for me, I think you have to actually have an intro. An intro keeps people hooked, but I'm not saying I'm a pro at this. At the time of making this video, I actually have 1169 subscribers. I'm a very small YouTuber and I still have a lot to learn. But the other thing that I learned from a video that I posted recently is that a video with more shots stands a better chance of retaining your audience for even a longer time. Sorry about what was happening. I was using my gimbal, but unfortunately it just ran out of charge, so I'm gonna have to because I really have to get down with this video, because if I don't do it today, I might not do it any other time. So now that I'm ready, we were talking about the idea that you actually have to be very intentional about your growth. One, learn how to work on your thumbnails, learn how to work on your videos, cut your shots. Don't just cut them for the sake of cutting them. Let it be intentional as well. And also take time to find out the better editing styles. All these things actually come down to editing, and you actually have to script out your videos. So for me, while I was deciding to do this video, this is something I wanted to communicate, and I wanted to share these core lessons with you, because this, I think, is one of those challenges that small creators face. So yeah, I hope you guys are going to look into that, and which is going to bring me to the next point. This is especially after explaining the other points. This is rather self-explanatory. You might have heard about have heard about this time and time again, and this thing is consistency. So consistency is actually quite difficult, because when you're starting out, you're just going to tell yourself you're going to be consistent. I'm going to post these videos. Say some are actually over ambitious and say you're going to post these videos daily. For me, that is not my best approach, because the thing about making videos is that you actually have to deliver a lot of content, a lot of value rather. And if you do not take the time to actually figure out what value is, you're just going to post a video that has no context, has no value at all, and whenever you post it on YouTube, your views just go down. I'm guilty of this, and I am actually using this new format to actually put out some actual value out there. So you actually have to be consistent, but let's get realistic. Offer some value. I wouldn't urge of you to post your videos daily unless they actually have value enough to have someone glued onto your videos for a long time. So for me, my best setup is if you can actually do it 3 times or on a weekly basis. Say if you're able to post a video, if you're able to post a video twice, thrice, or maybe once a week, that I think is the best, because you've actually taken the time to think about what to post, what kind of value you're going to offer in your videos. So I urge of you, as I said again, by the time you're deciding to start or want to grow your YouTube channel, make sure that you actually have a schedule to upload and stay consistent with it. Staying consistent is one of the most difficult things that you might have to do. And this is, you have to do it indefinitely. You have to actually upload from now on to the next, to the eternity of time. Because even the bigger YouTubers, this is the same format that they actually use. They actually post their videos, even with millions of subscribers. They still show up for their channels and upload at the very least on a weekly basis. So let's just copy from the best, let's just learn from the best, and make sure that you are uploading your videos on a regular schedule, and I'm going to have to ask of you to please consider after a week, not 2 weeks, not monthly, consider 2 weeks, right? Yeah. And on to my final point, you're going to have to actually take action, right? Many a times is when you have to do something, but then you get paralyzed. You just can't move. You don't know why. You don't know where to start. You actually have to take action. And the thing about this is you can do this roughly anywhere. You can do it as I'm doing it at home. You see, you can do it in town, and you can do it with a gadget that is actually in your pocket. If you're watching this video, I know you actually have either a computer or at the very least a phone. In my case, I actually just have a phone. My computer got ruined last year. I haven't been able to get another computer. I think having a computer would be very resourceful, but unfortunately or fortunately, I have found a way to actually make it work with my phone. Right with me here, I use an iPhone. I think iPhones are some of the best phones for content creators to use. And since this is a gadget is actually with you, it's more like an extension of your hand. It's crazy that if you use it correctly, you can actually make money out of it. So I'd urge, if you're growing or if you're just starting out, you can use your phone, as I just said, but more importantly is the fact that you actually have to take action. You can begin without not knowing what to expect, and after time you have to actually give yourself time to learn, see what other YouTubers are doing. This is with reference to our previous point about being intentional about your growth. But at the very end of the day, you actually have to take action. So with those 5 points, I think those are enough lessons for you to jumpstart your YouTube career, because in a sense this is a career that is most desirable in this time and age. Especially this actually makes sense for people who are younger. I'm 30 years right now, so if you're even if you're 40s, you can begin. Even if you're 60, you can actually begin your YouTube channel. But if you follow the right criteria, you stand yourself a better chance of uploading. So just to summarize the 5 points that we were talking about, the first one is called the glamour gap. This is the expectation versus reality. We start from a place that's very low, looking into people who are very high up and thinking we as well are the same place. But you have to humble yourself enough to realize that you're actually down and actually going to have to build from there. So the first one is actually the glamour gap. The second one is the fact that you have an empty library. Mind you have to post videos, have people to binge watch your content, and this entails that you actually have to have uploads on your channel. The third point, this is the one we were talking about, actually in being intentional about your growth. Find out better tricks to do your thumbnail, better tricks to better scripts to actually take shots and have more value communicated into your video. and that increases your chances as well. The fourth one was you actually have to be consistent. That is self-explanatory, and also the fact that you actually have to take action. So this brings me to the end of this video. I hope you guys found value in this video. I wanted to pack some value into this video because that's the game initially, that's the game eventually. I have plans for this YouTube channel. I don't think I'm just gonna quit. I'm not the type to just quit, especially given where I'm at right now. I want to grow it to be one of the best YouTube channels, one of the most entertaining that you can watch from Kenya. I have big plans. Unfortunately, we still have a long way to go, and for me, sticking to the consistency, sticking to those core lessons that we've been talking about is what I really want to double down on. So without further ado, if you found value in this video, please consider subscribing to my channel. Leave a like, because that is how our content gets out there. Leave a like, share your thoughts and comments down in the section below, and stay focused, stay sharp, and see you in the next one. Cheers.